Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be talking to you right now. Bernard Hopkins, I've heard so much about you today, like all your little stories. You guys, this is the interview I was looking forward to the most. Do you know that I was just telling Oscar this, you guys were the first people I've ever interviewed when I started into the boxing world.
That's good. It's been a long time, and first of all, congratulations on your travels to this moment. And I'm pretty sure it was exciting. I'm pretty sure it was experience, and all the stuff that comes with being in this position. So, again, the second or third time, right? I think it's the second time now that we're doing this interview, and I'm glad you remember me, and obviously I'm glad I remember you.
Always the one and only Bernard Hopkins. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about, but first, what is a typical day like for Bernard Hopkins?
One is, of course, you thank God that you rose up from dead but alive sleep.
Yes.
And then, of course, the list is already planned for me before the day comes, which is the next day. So it's normally a nice workout, of course, a healthy breakfast, and then I get my itinerary for my personal chores. Yes, Champ got chores too. I'm not cleaning, but it's things I have to do that I look at as being chores. Means make different appearances, certain places, meetings, phone call. And of course, you got the days of friends, you got the scheduling of weekends, some beach in between. But boxing is I'll say out of percentage from 1 to 10, it's like 6% of my daily diet. Signing fighters to Golden Boy. I'm on the East Coast most of the time. Screening fighters, having phone calls with my team, Golden Boy, to pick their brain about, do you like this girl, man? I think she got a great chance of being a champion. And just that sort of passion and experience of being a fighter. And now the Hall of Famer, me and Oscar, and then now doing this, it's like I wouldn't change it for the world, and I wouldn't do anything other than the world. To come from the physical and then transform into the business part of it, and represent the business part, not just put just because you put a tag on you don't mean you want to represent that. That's not anything.
Yeah.
We're representing this as we fought in the ring, but in a different way. That, to me, I'm proud of.
I love that. Did you ever see yourself working alongside Oscar De La Hoya? What's your guys' relationship like?
Never.
No?
Never. I mean, and it was more of that after the fight because I came out victorious, right?
Yes, you did.
And a couple of years went by, and I kept hearing Oscar starting his new company. And two things happened sometimes, and it wasn't even social media that deep then at that time. You take all that considered as gossip until otherwise, but it came to fruition, and I was like, we gotta get on the plane, my lawyer, and boom, it was over. We sat down, we did a business deal, and we did at that time I was still fighting.
Yeah.
We did a promotional deal. How unorthodox that is, where you're still fighting under a banner that you're promoting your own fights.
I know. So, did you...
Without a conflict of interest. So I had representation to stay out of it, but I had a say on the final details.
Yeah.
It's going to be A, not B, or it's going to be 2 and not 4, or whatever the case might be. I was the person, because I took the role on as self-managed when I was active. Matter of fact, in history, you can look it up, George Foreman and Bernard Hopkins is the only 2 fighters in boxing history over 100 years that won a prestigious award that is granted to managers and promoters of fighters. But we as fighters, former fighters, the only 2 fighters, George Foreman and Bernard Hopkins, in history of boxing, received Manager of the Year. And that's not a cosign and say I'm the smartest person in the world. That means that when it came down to decision, most of it was all the information I got, I let it marinate.
Yeah.
And then I made a decision and was victorious in making that decision by what I did physically, which made me look like the best manager. And I'm not downplaying it. I'm just saying I had a team, but I also was in control on my life and how, and the risk was going to be left up to me to say, I'm going to take the fight. I got all the information. I'm going to take this fight. I was wrong. I was right more than I was wrong.
Yeah. What has it been for you being on the other side, more in the business aspect? Have you learned so much more than being a fighter? Like learned different things from both roles, right?
I learned more I learned more about people in here than business.
Wow.
I learned more about people in this industry than actually the business. The business I got down packed. You know, you still can learn. There's some surprises out there. But being part of the business, you must understand the people in the business.
Yeah.
And I understood them from a different lens as I was fighting. But now that I'm embedded in the surroundings of different cities and states, and you get the chance now to be in conversations and see and actually understand that this is deeper, even as I knew what most didn't know, it was 10 times deeper than that, which made me even more energized to ask and push for regulations and a boxing union.
Yeah, that's important. Would you say boxing?
To protect us.
Yeah.
From ourselves in most cases. Because it's the first time for everything, and generations that came before me wasn't hip to it. But as time went on, other people in the world got a taste of it but didn't have the longevity to continue to keep bringing it up. Didn't go away. They did. I need to start that back up and just continue to pass the torch and still bang the drums and then groom a few people. Don't look for them to come. You have to groom them.
Yeah.
Like you groom someone that's coming under your care that's thirsty of knowledge, then you feed them.
Yeah.
But if you empty with knowledge, how can you give me water and your glass is empty?
No, it's so true.
You got to save yourself.
You fool yourself.
You got to save yourself. You have to get knowledge yourself, and then you be able to go ahead and give it.
I feel like knowledge is really important to you. I've heard you talk about that a lot today. Talk to me a little bit more.
Knowledge is not ignorance.
No, it's true. Do you feel like you've always been like that your whole life? Just
No.
really? No.
No.
What changed that? What made you seek knowledge?
I realized that the better advantage I have was to know and not know.
Yeah.
Right.
That's really good. No, that's really true. Do you think you'll ever write a book or anything one day? Because I feel like
I would love to do a memoir, do something that people can read.
Yeah.
But I'd rather people to hear audio because that's more happening now.
Yeah.
Not that reading will never go away, but people schedule a lot of times the word of the world is. I don't think people have the patience to actually sit down and read a name. But even if they don't or they do, I'd rather for them to hear me because I believe something about the voice, something about music that comes through the mouth of people that speak knowledge, that sounds like music, that they get knowledge from, and tie all that together and be like, FightHype ain't here no more, but I'm listening to his audio. And to play it and hear it again, and rewind it, and fast forward it. Come on.
So do you think maybe like
Yeah.
podcast, documentary?
I'd rather sit down and do all above.
Yeah.
And cut that time out and just freestyle it.
Yeah.
Just go and be like, FightHype. Just have the list with the topics. We're going to bang all of them out. You got 10, we're going to give them 10. We're going to spoon feed them, and then when they, get to the point where they mature enough mentally, right, and physically and spiritually, and you go ahead now and say, okay, they ready for 2 more doses. So you literally building them up to understand that the next one is coming is going to be even heavier. So just digest it, let it get to your system, get used to it. I know your stomach is cramped up, but you got to be cool.
You're fun. Oh, you're so fun. Okay, wait. A few more questions.
We're
Really?
talking about boxing.
Really? You're so fun. Would you say boxing is moving in the right direction?
Correct. It's moving in the right direction. is moving in the right direction based on what? Even the fights we have closing out the 2023, fast approach to 2024. I'm excited. Look, you got Canelo. You have potential. People might not say it's going to be great, but we got to wait and see Crawford and Spence again too.
I know.
That to me, on what we've seen is not worthy based on what we've seen, but I believe it's worthy to honor the contract because we won't be talking about this if Spence didn't give him the opportunity to prove how great
That's true.
Crawford has been telling us.
Yeah.
And now they got a chance to prove it. So give the man a chance that you wanted when you wanted to prove yourself.
No, that's so true. Would you like to see that rematch? Do you think it would be any different?
I think yes, there's always a difference in fights where it can easily be 3. Absolutely. Yeah. Look, something always could be a problem that caused a problem in that ring for Spence.
Yeah.
Let's see
That's
if he
so true.
let's see if he want to back that up by action. Just off that soap opera, just off that suspiciousness, right? Of maybe he can. People are so forgetful in boxing.
I know, yeah.
We forget so quickly and not understanding, this man, they fighting at a different weight. Whether that means something or not, to me, I don't think it's a big difference. Matter of fact, I don't think it's any difference.
Okay.
Not just the weight class, but he still deserves to have a chance to do what he negotiate and get what he negotiate. You got to honor the contract.
Yeah, you do.
Honor the contract.
Honor the contract.
Listen, the fans wasn't into the contract the first fight. They didn't negotiate the first fight. Don't let them negotiate the second fight.
That is so true. Well, would you rather see...
a lot of science tonight.
You are. You came ready today.
The fans didn't negotiate the deal, so don't negotiate it not to be a deal.
No, that's so true. Well, would you rather see Terence fight Canelo or a rematch Errol?
That's a different weight class. We're talking about. They can't. I don't want to see. I like the fights that they're fighting now, and I think that moving up to would there be 3 weight classes, something like that?
I think so. Yeah. He has to go up a few to verse Canelo if he wants to.
Canelo ain't that much of a dead man, if that at all. Like somebody must have put a fake picture out there where Canelo had 2 crutches and a neck brace and a boot on his feet, because I didn't see that. I mean, I think Crawford, my personal opinion, need to get the most he can at a weight that he's comfortable.
That's true.
Even if he have to go up to like 156 or 54 or catch weight in the 50s.
That's what you're saying.
A catch weight in 50. That I'm cool with. But when you're talking about, and Canelo ain't going down on 56.
No, he's not.
Why should he? He's financially definitely set. His history or his legacy is set. Why would I do that? No, that's like trying to get in the door.
Yeah.
Or you got in the door, but you need to now build from that.
Yeah.
He way past that.
Yeah.
He way past that.